conditions as opposed to dry conditions. Dry conditions, I know the circuit, depending on which circuit you're driving, gives you some opportunities to make the overtakings, and that's what, you know, F1, a lot of the spectators like to watch. But in wet weather conditions, do you think that wet weather conditions allow for more likelihood of overtakings because maybe the drivers then tend to be a little more cautious?
It's possible on some circuits, sort of big open circuits where you have more possibility to overtake because people find it more difficult, drivers find it more difficult to find the right braking area. In the wet, if you brake a little bit late and you lock a tyre, you go straight on, and you know it's more difficult to keep it under control. Whereas in the dry, if you lock a tyre, you can control it. You can come off the brake and modulate the brake pedal and throttle just to balance the car. But in the wet, it's a lot more difficult because you have such a little grip, and plus it's not consistent. You know, you have a puddle and then you don't, then you have a puddle. So it's very, very tricky. So there are opportunities to overtake in the wet. The problem is on a street circuit, it's very tricky because you get so much spray from the car in front. It's sort of your road car spray times by 20. I mean, we can't see anything past our steering wheel, basically.
No kidding.
When it's really, really wet. So it's pretty scary out there, and we're all in the same position. But it's, you know, if somebody's braking a little bit earlier than what you expected,
right,
you will run into the back of them. So it's a tricky situation. You know, you've got to get the right balance of being aggressive in the wet to fight, obviously, for a victory. But also you've got to back it off a little bit because it's very difficult conditions.
In the